Lance Mechanics here today, and I want to talk about warranty time. So for the people who don't know, warranty time is 1 hour divided by 10. So zero point 0.3 would be 18 minutes. So it would go 6, 12, 18, 24, whatever. And that's how mechanics are paid in the dealership. Warranty time is the absolute worst. It is so low. I don't know how they decide the times there. I feel like they have a giant wheel with a hamster on it and they throw a dart or something. It's just kind of like the manatees in South Park. It's a horrible, horrible system, and let me explain how things work. So here's an example. Customer gets or technician gets an RO. It says washer pump in op. Okay, he located that job. He goes in the parking lot. He has to go out and find the car. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it isn't. So he gets it into the shop, gets it up in the air because washer pumps are under the vehicle normally. He rips everything apart. He diagnoses it. It's not an electrical issue. It's a mechanical issue with the pump. So now he has to go into his RO, find out if the vehicle has warranty or not, if this is covered, find a parts code depending on what dealer you're at, send it into parts, see if they have one in stock. Then the person in parts sends it off to the front. Now the service advisor has to go check if there's warranty, if it's covered, what's the issue. Then they'll send it back to the technician saying approved. Now he's got to send in a request for the part. Then he gets the part brought to him. He'll probably have to go get it. They don't bring it to you. Then he has to install it, put everything back together, test it, and in that time, there is no way that technician made 0.3. If you can do all that in 18 minutes, it's very, very, very hard, especially if it's only in for that one job. So that's flat rate in a nutshell. It probably took that technician half an hour or an hour, depending on the dealership and how well oiled the machine is. And that goes for everything. Just about everything on a vehicle is warranty these days. Warranties are so far extended, and for manufacturers to keep these extended warranties, they got to screw over the technician. That's how it works. Recalls are a big one. So as someone said in the comments, GM seatbelt used to pay 1.2 hours, and they had a recall. So they were doing 2 seatbelts for 1.2 hours, and the manufacturer's excuse is always, well, you're doing them every day, so you get quick at them. I know in Honda, we did a lot of CV axle recalls, and to do 2 front CV axles and a warranty alignment paid 1.2. But before that, I used to be able to do one side axle for 0.9, and they'd pay me another 1.2 for the alignment. So if I was to do both, I'd make almost 3.2 hours before this recall. And the second became a recall, it became 1.2 hours. That's how warranty OEM, they screw over technicians. And I hate to say this, and I'm doing this for the public here, it's our bread and butter warranty. Because at the end of the day, a car will always have warranty. There will be customer pay stuff, but people bring it in for warranty. A lot of the time when it comes to customer pay stuff, as we say, they'll go somewhere else. So the vehicle's always coming in for warranty. That's our bread and butter. And it's not the greatest bread and butter. It's moldy. And we can talk about this, but the flat rate system and warranty is designed to screw the technician over. So if you didn't know, they also monitor the warranty time. So there's something called punching in on the clock as a flat rate technician, and the OEM manufacturers will look at these times. And let's say on Honda Civics, condensers pay 2.2 after you R&R it and do the function test, charge it, do it properly, 2.2 hours. So if across the country the technicians are doing it in 1.5, you know what they're going to do? They're going to lower that time down to 1.5. So there is no incentive for a technician to be fast. There's ways to cheat the system and get punch times by punching in on the warranty jobs only. And hopefully if they have oil changes or something we consider gravy, you can run these times up. And you know what's crazy? If every technician is over an hour on these punch times, they will not bring the labor up. They only bring it down. That's how they save money. They save money on the back of technicians. And it's brutal. Recalls are another big thing. They are done in sterile environments in the perfect conditions. And I remember a team of Honda technicians coming into our area. They're putting all these sensors on ridge lines. And then I'm like, oh, great, here comes another recall. It's probably for rust in the subframes. And that recall came out, and it does not pay. And they found ways to add 0.3 for incredible situations where you're trying to drop the subframe bolts and it starts spinning. Well, they're like, well, now you have to cut out here, put a patch in, put vice grips on it. And I'm like, this is crazy. They'll give you 0.3 for this, and it doesn't work like that in the real world. And they did everything to bring those times down. Perfect scenarios. That is warranty. And a lot of time with warranty, let's say a previous generation came out, they'll base their warranty times on that previous generation, even though so much has changed in the new model. So technicians are getting screwed again. I've seen things like, I did the first fuel pump, I'm pretty sure, here in Canada on a 2011 Sonata. And when I pulled the seat out, I think this was the Korean model, they said 0.3 for a fuel sending unit. I pulled the seat up and there was a hole there, a inspection unit. You pulled the hole off and the fuel tank was over here. I was blown away. Nobody in the assembly line caught on to that. And I was calling tech line and everything, and they're like, well, you know, drop the tank. I'm like, well, what are you paying me? Like, well, we have no pay for dropping the tank because nobody drops the tank. The sending unit is right there. That was a fight. That was like in 2013. And you run into stuff like that all the time as a flat rate technician, and some people will just give up and do it and whatnot, and yeah, it's horrible. It takes a lot out of you. Here's another thing technicians probably didn't know and the public doesn't know either. So all dealerships have different warranty rate times. So I'll explain this to the customers. When you see the door rate on the dealership, let's say it's like 180 hours, that's not what warranty pays. It might be 100, it might be 87, it might even be lower. So depending on the customer survey results, or call them comebacks basically, if a dealership has very little comebacks, they'll have higher tiers of pay. So Honda is famous for that. There's a high amount, there's like 4 levels or something like that, and they all have different pay rates for warranty and diagnostic times. So if you're at the very top tier, they get a higher pay rate for warranty, and they will bend over backwards to make sure you give them perfect customer survey results. And what this does is these higher pay rate tiers it's quite a difference, like $20, $30, but they also afford the dealership diagnostics times. Some dealerships are shady. They won't even tell the technician that we have available diagnostic times. They'll bill it out, but they won't give it to the technician. That is, it's hard to tell who does that, but I've heard it. So you have to be very, very careful with that. Yeah. If you made it this far in the video, subscribe, help a person out there. I'm really enjoying these. If you're a technician, leave it in the comments what you've experienced. I've had nothing but horrible experiences with warranty time. You'll have some indoctrinated texts saying, oh, if you can't make it as a flat rate technician, you can't make it anywhere. Don't listen to them. Those guys are indoctrinated. They don't know things can be better. Warranty time is designed for maximum profit for the OEM manufacturers. It is not designed as a living wage for a technician, especially when you got like tens of 20s of thousands invested in tools and your education. Warranty time is just not a good pay method. And people ask me, how would you solve the issue? I'm like, you can't, because the automotive manufacturers kind of tried to solve it many, many years ago themselves by not allowing dealerships, and all these rich second, third generations lobbied against it. The manufacturer wants to sell the vehicle directly to you with no warranty. You can imagine that, buying a truck for $20,000 and no warranty? I'd take the chance. There'd be more private garages, but these dealerships are the ones who didn't want it to happen. So maybe that's the way things go. See what happens in the future. Until then, Lance Mechanics, have a great day.